Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to, well actually it's the same day as it was yesterday. It's just a different session. What we're going to do is show you how we make egg-sucking leeches. Now we use egg-sucking leeches on all the different species of salmon up here. They also will take rainbow trout and dolly varden and grayling and sheefish. And just about anything that swims in Alaskan waters will bite this stuff. Okay. The reason I know is from personal experience over 20 years of fishing up here. Actually, it's been more like 30 years. Okay, to do all my flies, most of them, well, all of them, I use a #2 mustard hook, fly hook. Okay. Let's start off by mounting this puppy up here. Stick it in the vise. Okay. Again, what I like to do is put weight on them, because the water, usually the water you're fishing in these glacier rivers and stuff is just super fast. And if you throw a fly out without any weight, even on a weighted line, it won't get down to the bottom where the fish are. It'll just float right to the top. Now, I won't actually float it. It'll be pushed to the top from the water rushing across it. So now you could use a split shot on your fly line, on your leader, something like that, but then that causes all kinds of tangling problems. So what I do is I got some lead wire, and I just wrap lead wire around it. It gives it enough weight to where it gets down to where the fish are. Most of the time, the fish will be floating right above the bottom of the creek or river or undercut or wherever you're fishing. So you got wire wrapped around there. Okay. You take some black thread, kind of anchor the wire down. It's not real critical where you place your wire. You know. And just wire. And I'm going to wind up down at the bottom where I was there. Okay. A little excess here to trim off. Okay, for this egg sucking leech, we're going to use some brown Malibu. You can use black or any other dark color you want. Sometimes I like to make the fly totally out of one color, like purple works really good. But my wife likes brown, so we're going to make a brown one. Okay. Then you take these feathers, Malibu feathers, and you kind of trim them up a little bit. I put a couple of them on there. A couple together. And take the little stems and tie them on there. Fly in the face. And again, you can trim up some of this extra crab. Next we're going to take some black chenille. And when the wind's blowing, the fly will turn away, of course. Take a section of this off. And let's get it started on there. Okay, we're gonna just let it dangle there. Bring your line, your thread all the way to the eye. And just let it dangle there for a second. And you take your chenille and you kind of wrap it around the fly. It's going to act like the body. Okay, and then I'm going to wrap it back down to the end of it there, where you're at the Malibu. Okay, now we're going to do the same technique we used on the other fly we made. What the hell did we call that?
Woolly booger?
Woolly booger, whatever it was. I'm not much for nomenclature. Okay, I've found over the years that nomenclature just makes snobs feel more superior to other people. You know, if they know the proper term for something. I mean, sure, nomenclature is important for communication between people, but you really don't need to know what it's called. It's that fuzzy stuff. Let's get rid of that stuff on the end of it. Okay, so we dressed up a piece of saddle hackle here. Get the little fuzzies off of there. Alright, now we're going to trim it up just a little bit. Use our hackle pliers to grab a hold of the base there. So that when we place it on our fly, it actually stays where we want it to go. Okay. Alright, now take it, apply it. There's some thread on there. Trim up a little bit there. Okay, now I'm bringing my line all the way back to the eyelet again, because that's where we're going to anchor the saddle hackle. Remember I think I've said before that you can do it the other direction if you want and anchor it down the other way. But I think it looks cooler this way, and frankly, I don't think the fish give a shit which end it's anchored on. And I'm sure there's some guide out there who's making a bunch of money from pilgrims that insist that it be one way or the other. Yeah. Okay, pop that off of there. Trim it up a little bit. Okay. Throw a couple knots in here real quick. That's just to hold it till the cement sets, and it ain't gonna go nowhere. Again, if you want to get a little bit more kind, you can stick some red on there. I'm going to do a little orange just to make it look like it's got a salmon egg in its mouth. A lot of times when you're fishing, I've found that if you're fishing over salmon spawning area, close to one, they'll hit it because they're protecting their nest. Even though they haven't laid any eggs yet, they just instinctively go for it. A little bit too much line here. Okay, that's a bit better. And toss a little eater started there. And now let's put a little red head on there. And trim off the excess. And throw another knot or two in there just to help tie it on there. Okay, now we're ready to put some cement on the head. Okay, and there you have it. Egg sucking leech. Our next fly we're going to do when we come back is going to be Russian river fly, or streamer flies, they're known down in the States. We call them Russian river flies because they're used mainly on the Russian River fishery, which is a misnomer because it's actually the Russian River snaggery. They don't actually fish there, they snag their fish while pretending to actually be fishing. They're basically what they do is they just snag them. And there's so many of them there that the authorities just overlook it. Okay, we'll be back. Thanks for joining us.